What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Today I'm going to get some work done on the 88 CRX. Have a few mods that I've been meaning to install, and I'm going to get started on those today. The first one is going to be, I'm going to put on a Block's brake caliper kit, and also comes with rotors. This is the kit they sell. It fits all of the EX and SI spindles. I have the 1991 Civic Sedan EX spindles on here now. I've always wanted to change them just to have a nicer brake setup and a nicer caliper up front. So we're going to get that swapped out. We're going to change out the wheels at the same time. I have some of these. I don't even know much history about these at all. I found them online. They were a new old stock made by NK. I put these decals on it, and they're 15 by 7 plus 30 offset. Cool looking wheel, different looking wheel. I love it. Got them for a really good price. Mounted some tires that I had sitting around on here. I got the center cap over here. I think the center cap looks cool with it on there. I had this center cap which says Berkeley Motorsports, and I don't have any idea what that company was. Maybe something back in the day. I tried looking stuff online and there was nothing online, but I really like the way they look. Hoping they look really cool on the CRX. I think they will. The only downside is I have ARP extended wheel studs, so I'm gonna have to chop those today. I don't mind. The rear, I've never installed it on here. The only reason they're on here is because I swapped these knuckles from a different car years ago, like 5 or 6 years ago, and they had them, so I don't mind getting rid of them. I'm never gonna have spacers on this car, nor am I gonna have like rolled fenders or anything to fit a wide wheel, so it should be perfectly fine. We're gonna hack those down and get that off. And lastly, we're gonna put on a new muffler today. I bought the Revel exhaust system. This is the Medallion Touring S. There's also a street one, which I think it's a little, I don't know, it's supposed to be similar sound, but I think it's a little less expensive and a little less, it's not built as well. I think it's like $150, $200 less expensive. I'm going to throw this on. I want something really simple and quiet. I have a stock exhaust on there now. I don't necessarily care for it. It's kind of boring. I just wanted to look a little cooler with nicer little muffler and setup on there. And we'll get all those installed and hopefully get this thing washed up and cleaned up. Maybe get a couple sound clips while we are at it as well. Let's get started and see what we can knock out today if we have enough time to finish all of it. Let me catch you guys up to speed. I like to finish one side and then potentially record the other side, which is what I was doing. Got the blocks set up on here. I was test fitting the wheel, and this particular wheel, 15 by 7 plus 30. And those spokes, that the way that they're shaped, it fits perfectly fine with the EX caliper. Unfortunately, it does not fit. We are rubbing on the spoke and on the caliper. I busted out a 3mm spacer. I think it's like a 3, maybe like a 2. Some extra I had laying around. Let me put the wheel on and I'll show you. Okay, so with one lug nut on, spacer is in there. You can see where the spoke comes around towards the top. It is so, let me try to zoom in and see if you can see it. It is such a tight fit. It looks badass. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about it right now. I'm almost kind of leaning towards just leaving the stock calipers and taking a day to clean and then just paint them black. It'd probably look equally cool. Not sure. We'll see what I ponder. Actually, I'm going to try fitting the Wed Sport with the 15 by 7 plus 38. Let's see how that fits. If that is like really close, if that doesn't fit, that's probably going to determine what I'm going to do right there. If it's like, I don't know, let's get it on real quick, check it out. All right, 15 by 7 plus 38. That thing barely clears, no spacer, but it does not hit it at all. So, I mean, I could just leave these wheels on for now. I kind of want to just rock something different for a little bit. Take these off, clean them back up, store them for a little while, or throw them on a different car. But, shoot, I don't know what I'm going to do. I like the way they look. I mean, the other calipers painted black look cool. Let's see what I decide right now. All right, I said, F it, I'm going back to the stock calipers. I like better fitment. I adjusted the camber a little bit, pulled it in a couple millimeters just to offset that plus 30 and then the plus that I was a plus 38. I don't want to rubbing it all. I don't even want to risk it. I'd rather have like -3 degrees camber, similar to a track car. But so I'm done with the front. Let me get the back put on. I'm probably going to pull the camber in a little bit as well. I do not want to rub this or the little rubber that still remains. Let's get these wheels fitted a lot faster now and move on to the exhaust. Alright, so here's a glimpse. Then I got the ride height. I liked it where it was at already. I just went ahead and added negative camber to the front and rear. I think we'll be okay. I'll just drive it slowly around the block first once I get out of the house. Digging it. Looks cool, looks different. Since I had the bronze wheels on there, and before this had those gunmetal T37s. Definitely gonna wash it before I finish off the video. I'm gonna start working on the exhaust here next. But we need to wash it up. There is a huge layer of dust on it. It'll look really clean. You know, another thing too, with my decision to stay with the EX calipers, you know, I have my stocks. Now I don't know if these will fit, but these may fit over those EX calipers. We'll try. There's no way I think that those would fit, so I think I like my decision to keep just those calipers, and I want to paint them now. I want them to look nicer just underneath there, and then I'll paint the rear ones at the same time. I've had rear disc brakes on here that I swapped out a long time ago, and I want to paint those black just so it looks a little cleaner altogether. Maybe I'll get a new rotor in the future. This one's nice and clean still. This one has dulled. It's probably like a 7 or 8 year old rotor though, but minimal mileage on it, just the corrosion over time. So let's get working on that exhaust and get it cleaned up, and let's get some sound clips for this vehicle today. I had a test pipe that I thought was going to fit, but I think it might be an EG test pipe. Orientation is the same, but it's just maybe like an inch too long. So mine, this one has been gutted as long as I can remember, so don't have a cat on here. I live in Texas where emissions it's required. It isn't required anymore, so it's just safety, so it's not an issue for me. So if I could maybe, I might take this to the muffler shop and have him shorten it and get that thrown on. Obviously, I don't think it really matters. It should still sound nice. Might be a little louder being gutted. Should sound really nice still. It's still the single cam engine, the D16A6. So I don't necessarily think I will need to put this on, but it might be something I do in the future when I have a moment, or if I just decide to do so. Exhaust comes with replacement nuts for the front where the exhaust meets the cat. Of course, has all of the gaskets. There was a gasket in here I put in there already. The two for the joints, and the rest should be pretty easy. I'm gonna get it thrown on really quickly. Let's get this thing on the ground. All right, so the exhaust is on. Let's record the first startup. See how it sounds. Let it kind of break in a little bit. What I mean by that is like all the fibers that are inside the muffler and resonator, they tend to change over the course of a little bit of time, not much at all, but I think it's gonna sound clean throughout. I had the, I guess Tanabe changed to Revel. It says Revel exhaust system by Tanabe. About 2 years ago, I think 2022, I had the Tanabe Medallion, I guess kind of the same on that supercharged EF hatch, and that one sounded so clean the entire time. Really nice sounding exhaust. That's one of the main reasons I went with this one. So let's get this thing started up. There it is, finished up, guys. Ended up washing it the other afternoon, and then we took it to, there's a shop in town called Chico's Speed Shop. They had a 1-year anniversary meet. Drove it over there with one of my good friends, Jaime, and my wife drove the sedan. So it was nice to get this thing on the road for a little bit, cruising it. I am loving the new wheel setup. May not be for everyone, but really like how it looks, the real big chrome lips, even though it's only 15 by 7 will not necessarily chrome, but you know what I mean, the machined finish, nice and bright. Really dig how that looks with the new exhaust. The exhaust sounds so clean at all RPMs, driving it around. Sounds really nice. It looks really cool. I got a little bit of rolling footage when I was with Jaime from his sedan, and looks really cool. The wheels are spinning, looks really nice. I think I have an appropriate ride height for where I like to be. It's not too slam, but it has a nice drop, and I dig it. It's still want to do a lot of other things to this car, mainly the engine bay. You know, I've had the car since 2017, 7 years. Obviously, you guys have seen here and there. I've never cleaned it. It's super dirty in here. A lot of stains. There's some little bit of battery acid damage from the past, unfortunately. I think just a nice cleaning would be very helpful in how this car looks. The bottom, though, there's a lot of leaks. I imagine all of the seals are original, and a handful of them are leaking. It doesn't leak a ton, but if I let it sit there for a decent period of time, you'll see nice little puddles under there. So it's not enough to be of concern where I can drive it. I always check the level anyways, like before I did take it out. But I think I'll spend some time, maybe not right now, but over the next few months, while it's still a little warm out. Looks like the brake master's also leaking now too. That wasn't there before. But yeah, it looks pretty fresh. Get that cleaned up, change out the brake master. I think it would be nice just to clean it in here. Maybe try to recharge the AC, see if that helps. But, you know, it's stock. It still looks fantastic. I could just leave the hood closed, keep it looking good, and I dig it. I think I'd like to try to get a little more work done. If you're unfamiliar with seeing videos on this car in the past, I basically just redid all the suspension. Has hard race front and rear bushings for the lower control arms, skunk 2 front and rear camber kit, energy suspension, rear trailing arm bushing, and then I added the 1991 CRX SI rear discs, and then stainless lines. So all the bushings are replaced throughout, so it rides okay. Have some old Tokiko Blues with skunk 2 coilover. They don't feel as great as they used to. They are probably like 12 years old. I've passed those around from car to car. I think it might be time to refresh that eventually, but like I said, you know, we're just cruising it. I'm not punching it. It's perfectly fine to just take it out every now and then. So one of those things I'll address also in the future. But hope you guys enjoyed checking out the car today. Got a little bit of work done, a couple things to just kind of change it up and make it fresh for me again. But we'll see you guys soon. Hopefully get some other work done on something else. Take it easy, guys.